my name is Juno, and before the program, I was a student at the University of Michigan studying computer science. While I was in school, I had a busy schedule managing work, school, and teams, and I relied really heavily on this awesome calendar app called Sunrise. But Microsoft had to come in and acquire and kill the app on August 31st, and the only comparable alternative was $50, and I didn't want to pay for that, so I decided to create my own app. So today I present to you your new scheduling assistant. It's a personal assistant that helps you manage your schedule and understands the way you would speak to a human. I was inspired by Sunrise for its great calendar app, but I thought I could do something even more powerful with machine learning. It's an assistant that can help you schedule events, provide information about your events, such as the event's location and time, or answer questions about your schedule, such as, what are my events for the next few days? So you might be thinking, doesn't Siri already do this? No. So here, I'm clearly trying to create an event, but she misunderstands that as me searching for an event. And this demonstrates that her ability to understand natural language is actually not very sophisticated. She relies on keywords such as schedule or add at the beginning of a phrase, or very specific formats such as, can you schedule an event for whatever? And identifying intent is a big problem in natural language processing. And so the only reason my bot was able to perform accurately is because it specializes and narrows down its domain and actually recognizes your intent with 99.6% accuracy. So how does this work? I collected over 2,000 responses asking people how they would like their assistant to perform certain tasks on their calendar, and I use this data to train models that use natural language processing and machine learning. So this is what happens when the assistant first receives a request. It first lemmatizes the words, which means converting each word into its dictionary form. So I'm becomes I am, and attending becomes attend. Then it vectorizes the words using word counts. So now that the request is in numbers, we use a random forest classifier to determine the intent of the request, and then extract entities such as the location and time using spaCy and a package called recurrent. Based on the intent that we just classified, we select the appropriate agent and then make calls to the Google Calendar API to get the necessary information from the user's events. Then we can generate the response using this agent and the user information and extract the entities. To create the web app, I use two servers. I use Python to run the models because it has more developed tools for natural language processing and machine learning. And I use Node.js to host the web app. And it acts as a middleman between the web app and the Python server. So it receives a request from the web app, and it sends it to the Python server, receives a response generated with Python, and sends it back to the client. So this is a demo that I deployed with Amazon Web Services. You can type your message, or you can speak, and I'll speak because that's cooler. What are my upcoming events? So it gives you an agenda. It just displays the time and whatever. And you could also ask, can you schedule my meeting at 9 tomorrow? And you can see that it scheduled the meeting. And right now, the app uses an embedded Google Calendar, so I have it set to refresh every time you make changes. But in the future, I'd like to design my own calendar display so I can have the events appearing and disappearing on its own. So this is my contact information, and these are the technologies that I used. And thank you. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, that was awesome. That's a really cool demo. I like that we got to see it in action, too. So great job pulling together a bunch of tools that work well for the different pieces that you needed. One of the things that really caught my eye was the 99 point,
Oh, so that's actually because when I sent out the survey, I decided, like, when I first told Adam this, he was like, some people spend 10 years doing this kind of task. And I was like, oh, okay. So I decided to really, when I said narrow domain, I mean a really small domain, all I do right now is classify the intent as either creating an event or asking a question about your schedule. So right now, so I had to manually go through the 2,000 responses because some people don't know how to answer surveys. And if I ask, how would you create no, I'm serious. I asked, how would you create an event? And they said, close my garage door. And I was like, what? You think I don't know. But so I had to manually do that. And so based on that, I just labeled creating events and querying events, and then I was able to classify that.
That's cool. I think you've accurately captured the challenges that exist when you deal with real human beings. They don't
Yeah.
cooperate. Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.